90-Day Fiancé's Asuelu recently announced he and Kalani are no longer together. Fans can't help but wonder if the reality star had spent less time giving in to his mother's questionable demands and more time comprehending the wisdom his father-in-law, Lo, was attempting to impart to him. Perhaps he and Kalani's relationship could have been salvaged. There is no shortage of terrible parenting advice on the 90-Day franchise. However, a handful of parents have given their children loving and thoughtful guidance over the years. These 90-Day Fiancé stars would have been better off listening to their parents. Kalani's father, Lo, has become a mentor and father figure to Asuelu. Both men have bonded over their Samoan heritage and love for Kalani. During an exchange on Happily Ever After, Lo held Asuelu accountable for calling Kalani an inappropriate name and advised him to treat her better. On several other occasions, Lo has told Asuelu to be more involved in parenting his own sons. Asuelu promised he would change his behavior, but he never did. As a result of his inability to step up, it appears he and Kalani's relationship has fallen apart. Furthermore, in a recent update, Asuelu admitted feeling like a bad father. Both his impending divorce and feelings of inadequacy could have been avoided had he listened to Lo. Stephen quickly became one of 90 Day's biggest villains after his religious hypocrisy was revealed. He pushed Lena to convert to Mormonism, and was very vocal about the expectations of his faith. However, he later admitted to having sex with many women, something that goes against the church's teachings. Stephen then had the audacity to attempt to convert Lena's mother, Anna, but she wasn't entertaining him. She proceeded to call him out on the fact that he picks and chooses which commandments he intends to follow. Stephen's early relationship with Alina and her family would have been less difficult had he listened to Anna. Ariela's mother, Janice, has regularly helped the other way couple out of binds. She also knows her daughter well and often tries to advise her the best she can. For instance, Ari brought her mother to a nightclub to watch Beanie dance with his ex, who is also his performance partner. Janice warned Ari that the arrangement could result in jealousy and hurt feeling, and she was correct. Ari gets jealous easily, and the situations Beanie puts her in, there have been many, make her uncomfortable even if he's being faithful. Jealousy has resulted in some of Ariela and Biniam's wildest fights over the years, and it appears Janice tried to warn her daughter of this possibility early on. Natalie and Mike had a relationship wrought with heated arguments and misunderstandings. One of the biggest issues in their relationship was Mike's mother, Trish, who would often pick fights with Natalie, insulting the Ukrainian woman and pushing her buttons. Related 10 Things You Didn't Know About 90-Day Fiancé's Natalie Mordovtseva. In one particular episode of Happily Ever After, Natalie calls her mother Nelia while in the middle of a fight with Trish. Apparently, Nelia tells Natalie not to engage with Trish because in the next scene Natalie dramatically storms out of the house saying, "A woman who insulted you for no reason is not supposed to talk to you anymore." Natalie continued, "I'm sorry, I listened to my mom, bye." Natalie should have taken Nelia's solid advice sooner. Big Ed's adorable mother, Norma, recently gave him some much-needed advice on the single life. After going on a successful date, Ed is anxious for what the future holds. Norma gently tells her son, "Give it time. Maybe she'll call you back, or maybe she's not the one. But think of this experience, how much you've learned." One of Ed's biggest downfalls with Rose, and then later with Liz, was his inability to be patient and understanding. He was much older than both women and knew what he wanted, but he often forgot to empathize with his partner, and their needs went unmet. Norma, on the other hand, knows patience is a virtue, and her son would be wise to heed her words. Amira's father, Hamdi, was skeptical of Andrew from the start. His suspicions were confirmed when Amira was detained in Mexico while trying to get to the U.S. Per Andrew's ill-advised recommendation, a journey her father had been vehemently against. Andrew immediately pushed Amira to try again, this time via Serbia. In a meeting with his daughter, Hamdi exclaimed, "This isn't love," and proceeded to tell his daughter numerous times not to make the trip to Serbia. Once in Serbia, he repeatedly asked her to come home, which she eventually did. Amira's many iconic quotes throughout the show suggest she heard what her dad was saying. It just took a while for his words to sink in. Amira would have saved herself mind games, manipulation, and heartache had she listened to her father sooner. Libby's father, Chuck, seems to be the only one with any sense in the Podhust family. He's been supportive of all of his children, and even though he was unsure about Andre, he's grown to love him. However, the rest of Libby's family stays ready to fight her Moldovan husband and each other. Related, 10 Things You Didn't Know About 90-Day Fiancé's Elizabeth Podhoskastravitchuk, who's been battling bladder cancer, just seems to want the chaos to end. He's repeatedly told his family that they need to put an end to their constant bickering. The Podhasks should listen to the patriarch of their family. In the years they've been on the reality show, nobody has come out ahead in all of the drama and everyone seems miserable. Paul's erratic and often volatile behavior is in stark contrast to his mother Mary's soft-spoken personality and kind nature. Mary has helped her son out of numerous financial binds and has supported him and his family. However, when Paul and Karina moved to the US, his mother laid down the law. Mary told Paul he can't keep depending on her and needs to be able to support his wife and children. Paul's lackadaisical life outlook and unemployment has taken its toll on his relationship. Paul and Karina's time together would have been less stressful if Paul had listened to his mother and got a job. Shayada and Bilal's personalities and beliefs have clashed since she first arrived in the US. They are one of the many couples on 90 Day whose arguments raise red flags. In a frustrated video chat with her mother, Shayada vents about her struggles to adjust to her new life. Her mother, who is warm and wise, gives some sage advice. Shayada's mother reminds their daughter she can always come back home to Trinidad and Tobago if she's unhappy. Her simply reminder is quite refreshing. While so many parents put pressure on their children to make a troubled relationship work without offering a safe haven if things fall apart, Shayada knows her mother has her back. Brandon would be wise to ignore almost all of the relationship advice coming from his parents, Betty and Ron. However, there is one bit of parental wisdom he and Julia probably should have embraced. The couple broke the farm rules by wearing swimsuits in the therapeutic hot tub, which caused the water to turn murky. Had they followed Betty's naked hot tub rule, they would have avoided the mortification of being called out on national television about their hot tub attire. To make matters worse, Betty also embarrassingly accused the couple of getting frisky and leaving more than just murky water behind after their soak.